She didn't touch me.
Okay.
She didn't get to touch me, no. She was going to touch me, but she didn't get to touch me.
Cardi B just dropped a courtroom bomb that turned the gossip world upside down. Forget a quiet summer, this one just got set on fire. During testimony, Cardi confirmed under oath that Chrisean Rock once hooked up with Offset back when Cardi was still trying to hold her marriage together. And no, this isn't fresh tea from last night. It's old receipts finally dragged into the light. Now, Cardi is no stranger to a judge's bench. From that infamous strip club brawl to her $4 million win over vlogger Tasha K, she's practically treated courtrooms like red carpets. So when she got pulled back into another civil case this month, nobody was shocked. But what did shock everyone was her sudden decision to name-drop Chrisean in the middle of her testimony. Nobody asked. Nobody pushed. She just put it out there. Offset and Chrisean had history. According to insiders present, the room went silent, like the oxygen vanished. Because when words come out under oath, they aren't just gossip anymore. They're record, and honestly, Offset's reputation doesn't exactly help him here. The man has promised Cardi loyalty more times than anyone can count, but somehow the receipts always surface. So when Cardi confirmed Chrisean was one of those receipts, people didn't even flinch. Offset being messy, expected. Chrisean being chaotic, also expected. This is the same woman who's been smashing glasses, stirring drama, and keeping the internet in meltdown mode since she hit the spotlight. But the real kicker? Cardi didn't have to say it. No one was asking about Offset's bedroom. No subpoena called his love life into question. Cardi just spilled it, raw and unprovoked, like she'd been holding it in for years. And that alone says plenty about the wound she's still carrying. You could almost hear her Bronx defiance. Y'all not gonna play me. I know exactly what happened out of course. The internet split in two immediately. Half the crowd believed every word, claiming it only confirmed what they suspected all along. The other half dragged Cardi for reopening old wounds, asking, why bring this up now? But here's the thing, celebs bury scandals all the time. Pregnancies, hookups, and affairs have a way of surfacing years later, and Cardi's testimony just added fuel to a rumor mill that was already spinning. The timing only made people more suspicious, with whispers flying that Cardi herself might be hiding something else, using this courtroom slip to steer attention away. Either way, the damage is done. What could have stayed a dusty rumor is now official testimony. And whether your team believe her or team why bother, one fact is clear. Cardi didn't just spill tea, she boiled the whole pot.
Like when I said, if I ever did something like to you, forgive me.
Yeah.
Shit like that, like just taking accountability and like uplifting my group. That's why I said I could do this shit alone, but nothing like the bros.
Now, baby, this is where a courtroom whisper blew up into a full-blown storm. The second Cardi let Chrisean Rock's name slide under oath, the spin cycle went into overdrive. And trust, the way people twisted the story, you could power an entire laundromat to Let's Start with Cardi B. She's no stranger to messy headlines, but this time felt different. It wasn't her ranting on IG Live, subtweeting, or clapping back online. This was a courtroom, government record, receipts stamped in ink, and the way folks read it, like Cardi was finally done carrying Offset's baggage in silence. Instead of letting gossip blogs connect the dots, she pulled the curtain back herself. And now that her marriage with Offset is officially in the rearview, phew, this hit harder. That slip didn't sound like bitterness. It sounded like a woman finally free enough to say, yeah, he embarrassed me. And here's how. Closure, but with claws. Now slide over to Chrisean Rock, and that's where it gets layered. Back when this alleged Offset hookup went down, Chrisean was pure chaos, brawling with Blueface in the street, breaking bottles on camera, crying on IG Live like it was a primetime soap opera. But now, she's a mom, showing a softer side, talking growth, even trying to rebrand beyond being the wild girl with Blueface. So Cardi dragging her back into Offset's mess feels like ripping open an old scar. Some fans think Cardi's wrong for reigniting drama when Chrisean's trying to move on. Others argue, growth or not, she did what she did, and Cardi's well within her rights to finally say it out loud. Either way, Chrisean's unpredictability is still her brand. Even in her motherhood arc, you never know if she'll clap back with tears, laughter, or a diss track. The suspense is part of her appeal, and Cardi's courtroom bomb just handed her fresh material to play with. Then there's Offset. Lord, if silence was an Olympic sport, he'd walk away with the gold medal. Not a word. No denial, no cryptic emojis, no slick lyric snippet. And honestly, that silence is deafening. Offset's been caught too many times in too many messy situations, so even if he's innocent here, nobody's giving him the benefit of the doubt. His reputation is stained. Every rumor feels believable on default, and Cardi's testimony just reminded the world why his name stays attached to scandal in the first place. Finally, the fans. The internet turned into a war zone overnight. Barty gangs screaming, Cardi's just telling her truth, stop dragging her for it. Chrisean supporters firing back. She doesn't need Offset, Cardi's bitter. And the trolls? Phew, they had a buffet. Memes everywhere. Offset is community property, trending like a slogan, and comment sections burning down like bonfires. But here's the gag. Cardi gave the story new legs by saying it. Chrisean fed it by not shutting it down. And Offset let it marinate with his silence. That's the anatomy of gossip. It doesn't survive on facts. It thrives on spin.so. Now we're left with 3 players, 3 strategies. Cardi wants closure, Chrisean wants clout, and Offset wants quiet. And the fans? Baby, they just want blood.
Just was, say we hung out once or twice.
Yeah.
And then I used that once or twice as like a motive to say, oh yeah, so he did this and this and that, this and this and that, just to get a couple $1,000s from you because you gonna pay to interview me about you because you that nigga.
Now let's keep it real. None of this drama would even sound believable if the history books weren't already stacked against them. Cardi B, Offset, and Chrisean Rock carry more baggage than a Spirit Airlines counter on Christmas Eve. Cardi B, the clapback queen. Cardi has never been the suffer in silence type. When she's hurt, she doesn't hide, she performs. Remember 2018, when Offset stormed her Rolling Loud stage with flowers and Take Me Back signs? That wasn't romance. It was public humiliation dressed as a love gesture. Cardi's cycle has always been the same. Forgive, try again, explode, expose. Every time Offset embarrassed her, she came back swinging with evidence, screenshots, IG rants, or razor-sharp lyrics. So her courtroom confession that Chrisean once messed with Offset? It fits her playbook. This is Cardi's brand of revenge. If you make me look stupid, I'll make you look worse. Only this time, she didn't air it on Instagram. She said it under oath. That's a different kind of stinged Offset. Community property in the flesh. Offset's history speaks louder than anything. Rumored babies, DMs with models, random hookups. He's been caught slipping so often fans used to joke Cardi should microchip him. That's why this Chrisean rumor didn't even need proof. His past scandals did the heavy lifting. His silence now doesn't read as dignified, it reads as guilty. Once your brand becomes unfaithful, even innocence looks suspicious. Offset's not seen as a rap icon anymore. He's community property. Chrisean Rock. Chaos meets motherhood. When this alleged fling happened, Chrisean was still in her Blueface era. Street fights, bottle smashing, crying on live, losing teeth like it was primetime entertainment. Nobody would have blinked if she slid into Offset's bed. Chaos was her trademark. Fast forward to today, she's a mother, softer, talking about God and growth, trying to bury that old image. Which is why Cardi's confession stung so hard. It dragged her straight back into the chaos she's been working to escape. Fans split instantly. Some said Cardi was wrong for reopening scars. Others argued growth doesn't erase receipts, and Cardi has the right to speak her truth. But here's the thing, Chrisean is unpredictable. Always has been. Even now, nobody knows if she'll cry, laugh, rap about it, or hop on live with her baby in one hand and a mic in the other. If nothing else, Cardi just handed her fresh fuel, the internet, judge, jury, and meme factory, and then there's the crowd, the fans. They turned the rumor into a war zone overnight. Barty gang, Cardi's telling her truth. Respect it. Chrisean fans. She doesn't want Offset, Cardi's bitter. Trolls, meme after meme. Offset is community property, trended like a brand slogan. That's how gossip lives. Not on proof, but on spin. Cardi spoke, Chrisean stayed quiet, Offset stayed silent. 3 players, 3 strategies. Cardi wants closure, Chrisean wants clout. Offset wants peace. The fans. They want blood. History repeats itself. This isn't new. Hip-hop has been recycling this love triangle script for years. A man with a wandering eye, women caught in the middle, and the internet refereeing like it's WWE. Think Chris Brown, Rihanna and Karrueche Tran. Rihanna was the superstar, Karrueche was the girlfriend, and Chris couldn't choose. The chaos fed itself. Offset is in that exact lane now. Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson, and Jordan Woods. Tristan couldn't stay faithful to save his life, and Jordan caught the villain label just for being in the wrong place. That's the curse. The man is always the common denominator, but it's the women who carry the blame. Cardi's confession cast Chrisean as the Jordan of her saga, even though Offset's always been the problem. And don't forget Future, his baby mama roster is legendary. Every new name gets shrugged off because his reputation makes every rumor believable. Offset has inherited that same curse. Once you're stamped community property, no rumor sounds too wild. The archetypes each player slides neatly into a role we've seen before. Cardi is half Khloe, forgiving the man everyone told her to drop, and half Rihanna. When she's done, she burns it down. Chrisean is Jordan on chaos steroids. Jordan kept quiet and rebuilt. Chrisean, she'll go live and say, "Yeah, I did it. Now what?" Offset is Future Jr., forever branded unfaithful, no matter what. Ego over love. Here's the truth. These triangles are never about love. They're about ego, image, and control. Cardi's courtroom slip recast her as a truth teller, Chrisean as the betrayer, Offset as the predictable problem. That it's the same script, different cast. Messy men, mad women, and the internet playing Judge Judy with Wi-Fi. The fallout. So what now? Cardi B. Honesty works for her brand. Fans see her as the say-it-with-your-chest queen. But it also reopens old wounds. Is she really over Offset? Or still bleeding in public? Chrisean Rock, she's in rebrand mode, but this rumor drags her back into chaos. Even if she denies it, her reputation takes another hit. Offset. Silence doesn't save him. His name is already tainted. This only cements the Future Light label, the irony, and here's the gag. Cardi's outburst wasn't really about Chrisean or Offset. It was about reclaiming control of her story. But in proving she wasn't the fool, she also reminded everyone that Offset's mess is still tied to her name. That's the sting of revenge confessions. They cut both ways.